Boom, boom. In a new segment we call Backspin, it's your boy Big Vern. So we got done talking about Aaron Rodgers. If the Jets are a failure, he's out of here. Also, we talked about Russell Westbrook being traded from the Clippers to the Utah Jazz, them two agreeing on a buyout. He's going to the Nuggets. Does this make them better? Then we're going to talk about Backspin, a new segment. Now, once a month, we go back however many years in hip hop because we want to look at the top 10 albums that we feel, was really good at that time. So let's go ahead. We're not going to keep you in stitches. I'm going to give you the top 10, and then we'll take a quick 20. And that's going to be unprecedented when we drop the quick 20 from a hip hop album we promoting this month. But let's go ahead and give you that class of 89. The DOC, the number one, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, or No One Does It Better. Like I said, take your pick. EPMD, Unfinished Business. Number 3, Gangstar, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Number 4, LL Cool J, Walk With a Panther. 5, De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. 6, Big Daddy Kane, It's a Big Daddy Thing. Pause. No Weinstein. No Epstein. All right, 7, Queen Latifah, All Hail the Queen. The Young MC comes in at 8 with Stone Cold Rhyming. Special Ed, the youngest in charge. And then to round out the bottom, it's going to be Third Base, the Cactus album. We're going to get into all of that because I know a lot of you all looking at this like, wait a minute, it was more albums out in 89 than just those 10. It was some legends that didn't make that list, and we'll go through a good reason why. When we take a historic 20 from a hip-hop album we are promoting right now, this Big Vern dropped the spot. Yes, LL Cool J, The Force, in stores in September. It's not out right now. It's so good. I mean, Saturday Night Special with him, Rick Fraud. I don't really rock with Rick Ross, but that's whatever. Fat Joe. Look, Saturday Night Special's crazy. Always keep it real. Always give it. This doesn't even come out until September. I'm calling it early. And then Passion is hot too. They got these two that just dropped. Now, the rest of the album, you gotta wait over a month and a week or two just to get your hands on the new LL, The Force. Oh my gosh. Again, it's in stores in September. Wow. The whole thing. So when we go into that, let's look at who didn't make the list, okay? Because I just gave you the 10 that did. You know, the Cactus album, that kind of made the list because it really was like one jam that really took over for Third Base. That's what cleared them to be on the list of the LPs. Now, Boogie Down Productions was around. Boogie Down Productions, right then and there, they dropped that album. That Jack of All Spades, yo, that wasn't it. I'm serious. I didn't even think nobody would, calling the jukebox on that for anything on that album. And I was just like, what? Now, the following year, he did drop on there, Love's Gonna Get You. So I was like, okay, cool. Biz Markie. Biz didn't make, and I'm a huge Biz Markie fan. Now, this wasn't his first LP with Make the Music With Your Mouth, Just a Friend, The Vapors. This wasn't that, and I love Biz's storytelling. If people want to say that Slick Rick has the art of storytelling, Biz Markie has the art of storytelling. Off the rip, he's got the freestyle, and he's got like originality and person. Yo, Biz was wild, but that album Never Sleeps wasn't it. And looking back, you know what I'm saying? I could appreciate that. Looking back, I could be like, yeah, that wasn't it. Fam, it was whack. I ain't gonna hold you. It was whack. The Beastie Boys. Paul's Boutique. Horrible. It was garbage. Licensed to Ill was good, and I like the Beastie Boys. I'm probably one of the only cats that'll sleep outside for a Beastie Boys record. And, if they coming out, even I know I don't have to line up in the music stores, I would, because that's how much I rock with them dudes back then. And they still hold a soft place for me now. But 1989 wasn't kind to the Beastie Boys because that shit was trash. Like trash. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Science of Sound, the Eggman with the Pushy Man riff and the lyrics that go nowhere. Come on, man. Sound of Science. Come on. I'm not doing that. Now, we was sitting here going at it, and Cass was like talking about Queen Latifah. Do your homework. All Hail the Queen was crazy. Do your homework. All Hail the Queen was crazy. And I know when it comes to Queen Latifah, everybody's like, we ain't going with that vermin. Look, man, do your homework. The history of female MCs anyway was just as big and bright as the history of the male MCs when you had people who was gifted with the pen and the pen work and the pen game. How you got away from that, I just don't understand it. You had MCs like MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Roxanne Shante, Moni Love. I mean, you can throw the Boss in there, but that was a little bit later. We just talking about from the 89 perspective. And her album, Wrath of My Madness, listen to it. It slaps right now. Listen to it. Ladies First, come on, man. Latifah in 89 was a problem. A full-blown problem. Straight up. The Young MC, Stone Cold Rhyming. I know Cats is always hating on the young MCs, and I get it, because he was like the first Disney Channel rapper, because they kept playing Bust a Move in every Disney song. But that wasn't on him. It was like one year, it was like 93 or 94. Every Disney movie had Bust a Move when the main character was like getting ready to make this big heroic push. I was just tired of seeing it, and everybody turned on him. But if you go back and you listen to the Young MC, this dude was just rapping. He was rapping. He was rapping. Stone Cold Rhyming, I think people hated him because he made it sound so simple. Like it was easy to rap. Like, this ain't hard. Bro, this ain't easy. This is hard to try and really tell a rhythmic story, to stay on point, to drop the metaphors. And rap has changed now. It's not as basic as it was. It's still complex in the layers. But for the real true MCs, you had to respect at that time the young MCs. That was hard. Special Ed. The youngest in charge. I'm the Magnificent. That was crazy. And he had some suspect records too. I ain't gonna hold you. The club scene, no Weinstein. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's house music. I knew what it was back then. You know what I'm saying? It was house music. And that's for us who've been on the scene for a minute. And then you had, the Microphone Fiend sample, which was Think About It on the LP. I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? It was a Rakim original. Rakim, again, you can't get Ra. You got Special Ed. I ain't got no beef with it. Like I said, it's a strong 9. It's a strong 9. and him having the production level and just being a gifted MC, that put him where he is. Now, a lot of people give me shit about the last group, and that was Third Base. I ain't got no problem with Third Base making the top 10. Step Into the AM was not a hit. A lot of people didn't even really recognize that song. If you was a real head, Step Into the AM was kind of like, okay, cool. It's on. That it's like but make no mistake, Pete Nice was the coolest white boy on the face of this planet ever, and he didn't say a word. Pete Nice ain't say a word. He walked around with a cane and a dookie rope and a suit, and he ain't say a word. He said 1 or 2 words, and it was on time. It's only a group of it's only like 5 MCs I can even think of that was cool like that, and you just had to kind of roll with it. Nothing they said was lyrically hot, but it was flowed right, and it was the tempo and the timing that got it hot and popping. The Gas Face was a real hit. The Gas Face was so huge, everybody was making the Gas Face. You know what I'm saying? And KMD, who went on to become MF Doom or whatever that whole weird thing was. But yeah, that was 1989. That was 1989. Like I say, EPMD, unquestioned. The DOC, he had everybody wearing hard Levi's, white on white K-Swiss, and white undershirts. Fruit Balloon. That was what you was considered clean, with a little Raiders hat or a LA Kings hat. That was fresh. That was fresh back then. That was fresh. And nobody styled, nobody fronted, nobody, man, what? Oh, but yo, thank you all for rocking with us. That's going to be the end of this show. We're going to jump on it in next week. We'll come back. Again, like I say, we ain't got no choice. Take care of yourselves. This is Big Vern. I'm out.